Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Ctrl Alt Refuel. This is version 2, it's been called. I don't understand entirely what that means, but nevertheless. And we're joined by an extra special guest, Patric.
Hello.
Hello mate, how are you?
I'm all good, thank you very much. How are you?
We're all a bit hot. Most of us are sitting in an air-conditioned room. You're sitting in a Tesco car park, but which Tesco's are you at?
Sandhurst. They're having a massive refurb at the moment.
This
Tesco's here is so big that it's actually in 3 counties, and I'm not joking. Part of it is in Royal Berkshire, part of it is in Surrey, and part of it is in Hampshire. It's that big.
Patric, the car behind you is your VW E-Up, and you drove 14,000 kilometres across Europe for your 60th birthday, visiting 33 capitals in 73 days. Extraordinary achievement. Jolly well done.
Yeah, amazing.
What was the highlight of that trip?
I wouldn't say it was just one highlight, but there were highlights. So in terms of the cities that I went to, 33 capitals, the one that stood out as my favourite was Stockholm in Sweden.
I've never been there.
I definitely recommend going there. The reason why I say that's my favourite is I've always wanted to go to St. Petersburg, which is in Russia. And at the moment, it's not that easy to get to for some reason. So when I got to Stockholm and I saw it and I thought, oh my God, this is literally what Peter saw. And he went, I want that. And he put it over in a marsh. The biggest surprise was Montenegro. Driving through the Balkans, I highly recommend it. The coast along Croatia and Slovenia before that, and all the way down to Albania is so beautiful. And Montenegro stands out. The reason why, it has mountains and it has the sea. And it's almost like being in Switzerland, but you don't have the cost of Switzerland, and you have the sea, which Switzerland doesn't actually have. So I don't know if they had chocolate there, but it was, it's definitely a highlight. Montenegro, I definitely recommend that to people.
Any mishaps? Anything went terribly wrong? I mean, clearly, everything went wrong.
Everything went wrong.
It was really good follow.
It absolutely
from us sitting here
it was
watching
gripping.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. I think it's important to say also that before you did this Europe trip, you drove around the whole of the coast of England and a lot of the UK, didn't you?
Yeah, I've done the whole of the UK coast. Specifically, I've also done the NC 500. I've also done the SW 660, which is the southwest one, includes the Land's End. But separately, I've been around the whole of the coast of the UK. And also, I've done Ireland as well.
I've never been to the south of Ireland, but I'm told it's
you must go, honestly. Yeah, and I've been to Belfast as well, so I've done the north. So I've done every single capital of the United Kingdom as well.
What was your biggest memorable close shave regards to like the car or charging or infrastructure? Can you?
Once again, there's always a couple. So there was one in Montenegro, actually. Montenegro has very high mountains. And this is where I've learned that electric cars and mountains don't really go together. And I was driving up I had 100% battery at the bottom. I was driving up and the battery was going down, 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 down. So I had to reduce my speed, and I went right down to 20 kilometers an hour. And I don't know if you remember Top Gear in, I think it was in Burma, I think, when Clarkson had a lorry that was full of stuff, and he was going up a hill, and he had to really crawl up there, and it was really annoying everyone else. So in the end, he just emptied everything. I didn't do that, but what I did do is allow the battery to empty itself. So I got to almost the top. There were no chargers anywhere. I pulled into a petrol station, and with my extensive knowledge of their language, which was only one word, which is thank you, which is hwala, I showed them my granny cable, and I was like pointing to a socket at my car, and they were like, And eventually they went, yeah, you can do that. So in a petrol station, I plugged in my car. I was there 10 hours. I bought them ice creams. I spoke to everyone who came in, and I left with enough battery to get to the top. And once I came back down again, obviously I got a lot of regen. So that was a close shave. There is another one, and the other one is in Fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. I will go on, but I won't. So in Verona, I was on my way to Milan because I had to go back to sign some paperwork, and I was heading towards the flight, and I'd come from Zagreb in Croatia, and I was in such a hurry, but I wanted to see Verona because Romeo and Juliet's always been close to my heart. So I drove into the centre of Verona, and I got to a point where I couldn't go any further, and I was right next to this amphitheatre. And I went to do a reverse, and the gearbox just locked. It would not move. I could not get it anywhere. So I was stuck.
It was the shifter, wasn't it? The gear selector? Yeah.
Yeah, the automatic was just locked, and I just could not. So I then had to be recovered, and then I got my flight, but I left my car in the hands of the Italians, and I don't
remember this. Yeah,
upset any Italian viewers, particularly Andrew Till's wife. I would not say anything about Italian people, but
hi, Fabia.
They had the car. 2 weeks later, I came back thinking it's fixed, and they went, "Oh no, it's someone's on holiday." Oh, and I said, "Well, when are you going to do it?" And they said, "Well, you got to order the parts." And my accent's not brilliant, I know, but it just went on for a whole month. They kept saying, "Someone's on holiday. It's not the parts. It's not here." And it's like, took a month to get my car back. Meanwhile, I managed to go to many capitals in hire cars.
Electric hire cars, no less.
Of course, electric. Yeah, no
exactly.
way would I drive anything but electric.
And fire one thing in there. You say electric cars and mountains don't go. I mean, you've got a little tiny Volkswagen with a, what is that, 32 kilowatt hour usable battery?
Yeah.
It's not big on horsepower. So doing it in that trip in my car, not that whole trip, but like that part of the journey, it was a piece of cake. But
yeah,
the achievement for me in what you've done, Patrick, is the fact that you've done it in that car. And you don't often stay in hotels, do you?
This is my hotel. Who needs a hotel when you have something like this, which has air conditioning inside, it has heating inside, it has a battery that runs all the way along there, lots of power? Why do you need a hotel? Now, some people might say you might need a bed. Okay, fine. When I went around Europe, I took out all the seats, and I had a bed that went front to back, and it was perfect. It really was. I had loads of storage in there. I had cooking facilities. Yeah, obviously, I can't stand up in it, so it's not like a big camper van, but it worked for me, and I was really happy. I mean, I loved it.
How many miles has your car done now? And have you got like an ambition to get it up to a certain mileage?
It's done about 65,000. No, I don't have an ambition to a certain mileage, but at the moment, because I don't have an actual sponsor yet that's gone, "Here you are, Patrick, here's a car." I mean, everyone knows I'd love to do it in the Hyundai Insta for obvious reasons. But I'm going to do the first part in my car. So the plan is I'm going to drive to China in my car. So my ambition is to take this little baby all the way to China along the reverse of the Silk Road.
Absolutely amazing.
You know, I could do it in a Tesla. And the thing is, doing it in a Tesla would be, I've charged it. I'm off.
It's too easy.
Exactly.
It's not a challenge.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make good viewing. And I do like drama, I have to say. It's not good for my heart, but I do like a bit of drama.
What do you think that you've learned from your adventures around the UK and Europe that you can apply to your next trip around the world?
Well, so I have definitely. So what I want to do is have a solution for when I can't find a charger, or, so for example, recently I've been to Armenia, Georgia, and Azerbaijan. And all of those, I had difficulties using chargers. And the reason why is they insist on using your phone number to register the app. Except if your phone number is not an Azerbaijani or Armenian, or if it's not a local number, you cannot register. So you cannot use any charging there.
No.
And the other thing, I hired Teslas there, and all of their Teslas were an ACS, the American charging infrastructure. Now, guess what? None of the chargers had that at all on there. So they have the wrong socket, and the socket is not even CCS. quite often it's GPT, which is the Chinese thing.
So you can't hire a European Tesla then because it'll have CCS2.
They don't have them because they cost too much. I think that's why they don't have them.
So what are you going to do? Solar charging into your EcoFlow?
Yeah. So on the top of this roof, I'm going to have a roof rack, and on top of that roof rack will be three solar panels. One on top permanently charging the battery that we're using right now. The other two will slide out when I stop. So the battery that I'm speaking to you on underneath is a 1 kilowatt DJI one. But in the back of this baby, I have 4 kilowatts. So if you imagine 1.2 kilowatts, 3 solar panels, charging 4 kilowatts, keeping that going, flowing for 3 days, I reckon I'll have enough to keep going. So I don't, I'm not seeing myself as actually driving constantly. I'm never, these diesel people that go, I can drive 600 miles. I don't want to do that.
It's 800 miles now, isn't it? Now that EVs can go further.
Oh, that's great.
So I only want to drive 100 miles. I don't want to drive forever. So when I stop, the battery will be charging. And that is the perfect solution for me. I mean, obviously I can use chargers when I can get to them. But there'll be times where I won't, and I will park in the middle of nowhere, knowing that I've got cooking. I mean, now, because of this 4 kilowatt charger I got in the back, I can run a microwave, I can run a dishwasher. I won't be doing that. But I can run a microwave, I could run an air fryer, I can run, you name it. I've tried a kettle, I've tried a toaster, I've tried everything. All manner of domestic appliances. And it runs, it's perfect. And not only that, see this charger here, the 7 kilowatt one. I have, I can show it to you, but I've got a connector that goes into these and then has a 3-pin on the back of it. So you can actually granny cable at the same time as charging one of the batteries. You're sharing that 7 kilowatts. So, I mean, honestly, every day I get a different idea, and it's just, here, can I tell you about this? Now, you might have heard of the England football team, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to shop
Graham hasn't.
Team GB.
Sorry? So they play a game called football with a round ball. So anyway, this window smashed. I went to close the door, and there was something behind there, which is not surprising. I used the window to close it. My hand went right through the window. I sliced my finger open. And because I'm on blood thinners, there was like blood everywhere. It was a bit like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's just a scratch. But I thought, what can I put on there that's waterproof? And I was expecting that to be 50p, end of sale, though you can't get rid of them. But no, it's £5 or £4.50 that was. But that now is, I mean, everyone beats me as they're driving along. They're going, yeah, come on, England. And I've only put it there to keep everything waterproof. And not only that, sorry, if I'm talking too much, but I've decided now, instead of putting a window back in, I'm actually going to put a panel in there, but then I can fix a spare wheel to it. So I'm going to have a spare wheel.
Good idea.
And the other side. Because I didn't mention earlier on, but I have had in my lifetime quite a few punctures, and I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere without a paddle, if you know what I mean.
So you're actually going to, unlike the Land Rover Defenders with their box on the side, you're actually going to have something on the side that's of use.
Not the lunchbox.
The lunchbox, yeah.
Well, it's funny because I've expanded it now. So there's going to be one on the front as well, and one on the back, bit like the old, even like the Defender. But those ones are not going to have wheels in there. They're going to open up, and one of them will be for the cables, and the other one will be for tools.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
It's like a proper rally car, like a London Dakar rally car. Properly kitted out, yeah.
If Inspector Gadget did a rally,
yeah.
So what are your plans for the round the world then? How much planning have you done so far? And you've already said you're going to drive to China in that. Beyond China, what's on your mind?
So I'll be honest with you, I mean, I've planned it all, but I don't have anything lined up for China yet. However, I'm kind of hoping that by doing constant TikTok, all of that kind of business, speaking to lovely people like you, people will start to notice it, and people will come forward. I've had hints, but I've not really asked either. So I really want this. Originally, I wanted, you know, that I've spoken to Graham at the very least. I wanted to do it in the Hyundai Insta. They know me. They know what I've done, but I haven't spoken to the right people yet. And there's not enough time to do that before I go on the 17th of August. So going in my car, I love it because I know it. I know what it can do. I know its drawbacks. I would love to have a car that has a heat pump, for example. That would be much more efficient. But when I get to China, I can't take this into China. China apparently do not allow cars with the steering wheel on the wrong side or their wrong side. So I can't take it in anyway. It's worth about 5k now. And what I want to do when I get to the border is kind of do it like a Top Gear one when they were in India and they left the cars there. But I want to auction it when I get there. Now, people might not actually take hold of it, but I'm going to do it for charity. It's going to be an auction and somebody will own it, but they probably never pick it up.
Oh, brilliant! So you're just going to go for it, Patrick? Is what you're saying? And I'm working out on the way.
If I tried to do it as other people might do it, it would take forever. And I'm just going to go. And that's how I did Europe. I didn't really plan it. I just went, and it will work out. It'll be fine. Obviously, I need to get visas and things like that, and I will do that, an international driving permit. And obviously, I'm going to need to be insured once I get out of Europe. And I also, my MOT runs out in October, so I'm going to have to get a new MOT before I go. Otherwise, it probably won't be insurable if it doesn't have a valid MOT in October. So, yeah, there's a few things to do, but it's doable.
Is there any particular country that you're looking forward to?
I think, there's a load, actually. Kazakhstan, I'm looking forward to. I mean, these are massive countries. Kazakhstan, Mongolia, I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to the sparseness of it all, because that's where it's my idea of, I'm calling what's going to be up there, roof vault. It's a play on words, because it's going to look like one of those roof boxes. So it's looking like a vault, but also it's charging the car. So there will be some space underneath for storage as well. But in Mongolia, I am literally going to be without chargers. So that's the bit I'm really looking forward to show it can be done.
And you can only charge whilst the car's stopped. You can't drive along and charge it. So you can.
And if I'm only driving 30 miles a day, it doesn't matter to me. It's fine.
What's your average daily drive if all things go well? 100 miles or so before you stop?
If you look at the total I'm planning to do 560 days, 50,000 kilometers. Although I would like to make that 56,000 because then it works better. So 100 kilometers a day, 60 miles per day. On average.
I was in China in January.
Were you?
I don't often talk about it. Hong Kong was fabulous. Is that on your hit list?
No, unfortunately not Hong Kong. Because really with doing this, which I'm trying to get in the record books, the need for them is for me to go from from west to east and a back round, but really without going up and down. So they're measuring me on 30,000 kilometers, 5 continents. So the more up and down I go, the less I'm actually helping myself achieve the goal of being the first person to go around the world solo in an electric car. And I stress the solo because obviously Lexi Alpha did it in the Ford Explorer with Ford.
Yeah, in multiple Ford Explorers.
Yeah, multiple, but I'm doing it in multiple cars as well. And I understand why you don't do it in one car, because the logistics of trying to do it in just one car.
Getting it across the water,
and it's not worth it. You're not proving any point by actually
driving that to China. That's brilliant. That's the first good step, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, if I fail in getting sponsors, it doesn't matter because I can drive back and I can come a different way back. I've achieved something by driving to China in this car. So there is no such thing as failure.
I'm thinking that you're going to do a lot of driving across the ground in the European Eurasian landmass, because, as you say, it's relatively straightforward to drive from here to China.
It's not without issues. Basically, because I've already, this is one of the reasons why I went there. So I've already been to Armenia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia. Now, trouble is at the moment there are lots of wars going on. Even if they're not fighting, they are still not friendly. So Azerbaijan and Armenia are not in the same bed, so to speak. So the border is closed. I cannot get across the border Azerbaijan in my car. I have to go in another vehicle, like a breakdown. I accidentally break down. I don't know. I need to go to their embassy and see, how I can do it, because they won't let private cars cross. But they, when there's like the Formula One in Baku, they don't say then you can't come across with your cars. I know they fly a lot in, but all of those lorries go in there for the Grand Prix. So there's a way of getting in, but it's not for anyone. So I've got to, that's a bit of a trick. If I don't do that, if I can't cross the border into Azerbaijan, I have to go either into Russia or into Iran. And both of those, as you can imagine, aren't going to be easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. So,
no, of course.
And, I love the Top Gear 3. I love all of their, they inspired me to do this. I know, Clarkson, for example, is not the biggest fan of electric cars, but what they have done has inspired me to do what I'm doing. Without them, I wouldn't be doing it. Especially like the things when they did make their cars into camper vans and all that sort of thing. That really inspired me.
And I think it's fair to say for you, the journey is more the experience than the destination, as the expression goes. Yeah?
Well, you say that, but he's stopping in extraordinary places because he can charge the car anywhere. The things that are going to cross your cornea.
Yeah, exactly. The journey will be fantastic. Yeah.
I couldn't dream of the stuff that you're going to see. I've been very lucky. I've been to China and Hong Kong this year, as Newt is about to tell you, and it's an extraordinary place. But the stuff that you're going to see and hear and smell and taste and breathe, that's just extraordinary. I can't describe how jealous I am, actually.
Can I talk about that? Can you see this here?
Yes, we can see that. What's that?
It's a Ring doorbell camera, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a Ring doorbell. There you go. It's just rung.
Sentry mode.
Now, almost nobody actually has just come up to tell me there's someone at the door. What that does is it works exactly the same as a Ring doorbell does. And that means if there's any movement anywhere near it, it picks it up. So for security reasons, when I'm sleeping or not in the car, I know what's going on. And it's not going into a little tiny micro SD card. It's going up there because at the front, I have Starlink. Everything goes to the cloud. So even if someone stole that, it doesn't matter. I've got that footage. But the other thing, which you mentioned about the things that see my cornea, everywhere I drive, that takes a shot. Every 3 minutes, that's taking a picture as I drive along. So nothing is missed. I can use all of that into my footage.
Are you a very erudite man? Are you going to write this? Are you going to put this in a book?
Absolutely.
You must do.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when you part company with your E-up in China? What?
Well, I'm hoping somebody comes up with an offer.
Yeah.
So the obvious answer is BYD. BYD, I would imagine, would be interested certainly by then of actually saying, we've got this car for you. Would you like to drive it around China? And that would be great. But, there's no guarantee, but I have a feeling that will happen. Some things are going on that I can't mention. So luckily, a lot of really important people know me, but not everyone knows me yet. So, I'm not a big internet star. I haven't got millions of followers. I'm not, an attractive blonde or something like that. But I have something that makes people laugh every now and again. And comedy is it's a good viewing thing. So I hope that people enjoy the videos, engage with it, and are entertained. And therefore, sponsors will go, yeah, we want to be involved with it.
What are you going to do after the world trip? Surely there's nothing left.
Well, I'm certainly going to be finished when I get back. So the date starts is the 17th of August, which is just over a month away. And I start that at the Reform Club in London, which is where Phileas Fogg started in the book Around the World in 80 Days.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm literally starting outside of the that building. They won't allow me in shorts, so I'm not going inside. I did try and go inside. They went, "Oh, you're not having it in here." From there, I'm going to Greenwich, and I've already practiced this, so time-wise, I'm going to be at Greenwich at midday. And I'm hoping some people might join me at Greenwich because there's plenty of space there. And I want to start on the 0 meridian at Greenwich because I think that's very symbolic. So I start at North Degrees and then I head from there towards China. Now, the plan to get back after doing 560 days, 56,000 kilometers, I'm definitely changing it to that. 80 countries as well. That's another thing. So 80 weeks, 80 countries. And I know I can do that because you know what I did in Europe. So when I get back to Europe, if I haven't done enough countries, I'll quickly whiz around Europe again. Because I'm not planning to get back to Europe at the last minute. I'm planning to get back with a couple months spare. But the last day I get back, sorry about the trolley sound in the background. The last day I get back, which is the 31st of December, 2027, I arrive at Tower Bridge at midnight. And I've asked Sadiq Khan if he could put on fireworks on the Thames as I cross the bridge. And he said, "Did you say New Year's Eve?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Midnight?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Yes, I will definitely put fireworks on just for you. No one else. No one else will be there." So I went there, not last year, but the year before, just to check that is possible. And cars were driving across, so that's my plan. So you asked me, I'm sorry, I took a long way round, but what am I going to do in 2028 and beyond? 2028, my first thing I want to do, I've got this project which I've had in my mind for a long time, and that is basically to turn old electric cars into homeless shelters. So one of the charities I'm doing it for is Shelter. And when I see a homeless person, not all of them want help. Some of them, they're up there. But I'm just saying that the ones who are freezing, I want to help them. And the thing about a car, and I proved it, is you can literally live in the thing. You've got a battery down there. You've got air conditioning. You've got central locking. You've got electric windows. I can't find a house for that, right? This is £5,000. You find me a house for 5,000 that has all those things. So cars, in my view, are amazing value. This will be £1,000 in 2028. They will be so cheap, but nobody wants to buy them. Why do they not want to buy them? Because the new ones charge in 5 minutes. And that's what the petrol heads want. They want the quick things. So these, don't crush them. Don't try and take the batteries out. Leave them as they are. I'm going to put them in a field next to an airport. And they are going to be turned into pods for people who are flying, single people who just want someone to sleep, like Japan. They have their little pods. But also, thank you for not interrupting me. Also, in that field, and the solar panels will be high up because it'll be a car park. In that field, there will be space for electric cars to park. Anyone going on holiday in an electric car gets free parking as long as they want. They park, we plug in, we take their battery and we use it while they're away. So the energy will be sold to the market. And I know this is something which, I know Octopus Energy are working on. This is why they're saying to people, you can have a car with free charging because we're going to be connected to your car's battery and taking it when we need it and giving it back. So imagine this, that you've got this car park right next to the airport, electric car. Would I pay 150 quid for parking for a day or two? No. You can come here for free and you leave with a full battery. There you go. That's what the first thing I'm doing anyway.
That's amazing. Very noble thing. Is there also, from your experience of going around Europe and around the world, that you'll be able to create something that will help other people going on long trips, traveling in their EVs, and hopefully in the future, like big RVs that are electric as well?
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, obviously, what I will do is, publish my experiences and what's the best charging networks and everything, and what you need. Because if you turn up, because the thing is, it's different when you're on your own. I'm just one person. Imagine you turn up as a family and you plan this charger and it doesn't work and you can't charge your car. And it's a Tesla, for example. Imagine that.
Yeah.
You can't charge it because it's GBT. that's what I want to do. I want to make it easier for people to know where to charge. Also, I'd like Electroverse to move further away. At the moment, they're not in Turkey, but they know me. They know they see my map. My map has to actually expand when you go on there and you press activity. It's like the map is that small, and then it goes to get me in there.
Yeah, I mean, you could have like a Patric bolt-on to the Electroverse app that extends it beyond
Patric
beyond
no K
Europe.
and Patric no K tips.
This is a brilliant idea.
I do need to monetize what I'm doing as well.
Yes,
I mean,
of
I'm
course.
very happy to give.
Copyright.
I'll be honest, this trip, I hope, also pays a reward as well. I'm not
You've got to
doing it for
eat.
those reasons, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that happens as well.
I'm really hoping that someone like Greg Jackson will contact you and have a team working with you to extract that knowledge and help expand their networking and give it a name as well.
I've
had a
had
chat
Greg
with him, haven't you?
several times. I met him a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, we only had about 10 seconds. He's a very busy man. But there are people in the organization that know about me. In some ways, I like that, because if I had a big corporate kind of involved, I would have a list of things I've got to do. I don't want that. I want to be able to do what I do.
Yeah.
And then kind of fund it in bits. That's a much happier medium for me.
And I think also that's what discovery is all about, isn't it? When you go on an expedition, you're discovering new things. You don't want to then have to stop and make a podcast especially for a sponsor. You just want you want to be your own, like Ranulph Fiennes, don't you? And find your own way around the world.
Yeah.
I mean, that said, we'd love to talk to you. At various points.
We insist on talking to you as you go around. Yeah.
I'm more than happy to do a weekly or monthly one with you, definitely.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
So, all you people watching, it's you've obviously seen how exciting and, quite frankly, a bit bonkers but amazing this journey Patric has been on and is going to be on. So please, if you think of any ways that you can help him on his way, then get in touch with us at the channel. We'll pass on to Patric any suggestions, or if you know anybody in places that could help him. Good episode.
Thank you, everyone, and particularly Patric for giving us his time from the three counties in the southeast with his car in the back. He's an absolute star.
Legend.
This interview is a legend. You're not wrong. It absolutely is. I can't describe how much fun we've had this evening chatting to him. Everybody else, please like and subscribe, not only to our channel but to Patric's, and we're going to put some URLs in the video now. Comment below whenever you see our content. We will reply to everything that you write. Thank you again, everyone. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.
Bye.
Good luck.
Yeah.